Hello everyone, and welcome to day 7 of my advent calendar. Today I'm going to be making a candlestick, and no, not this one. That's a little bit too difficult for me at the moment. This one was made by Jens Storm, but I will be using the candle that's in there, and if you watched Advent 3, you saw me make these, and these are made from cocktail sticks and bamboo skewers. Very simple to make. And now I'm going to make a wooden candlestick for these. I think I'm going to be using the thicker bamboo skewer candles, and I do have a design in mind. And for that I need 5 candles, and I only have 2 of the bigger ones, so I'll need to make some more. But I would like to have one here, one in the middle, one here, and then one more here. So this one's going to be quite big. And I would like it to be an arched shape. So if this is the length of the candle, let me check. Approximately, that's pretty tall actually. Maybe here somewhere. And then I would like it to be an arch shape. Here's another candle. Don't pay attention to my drawing. It's not that important. It's just so that I have an idea of distances and shape. So I think something like that. And then I would like this to be flat. And go like that. Now, again, I've said it many times before, I'm looking at this drawing at an angle because of the camera that's overhead. So I can't quite see what I've been doing. Well, I can see what I'm doing, but I can't really tell if it's straight or not, or if it's I think that's about it. And then this, of course, is going away. Can't tell if it's symmetrical, but doesn't matter. We'll just use one side. So that very simple design. And maybe the candles are a little bit long, but I can make them shorter. So what I have to do is I have to get a block of wood, and I'm going to get a square block of wood, that size. Then I'm going to, like that. Then I'll drill 5 holes in the middle of the block of wood, all the way to the bottom. It's not really necessary, but and then once I've done that, I can then cut out the shape of the candlestick from that block of wood, and then I'll have the holes perfectly in there, even though it's a curved shape. And it will be much easier to make than if I make the shape first and then drill the holes. Now, here is some of my wood stash, and I already had a look in here. And here I have a few bits of oak with a nice fine grain. That might be good. So I'll take that, and maybe I can find something else. Here I have some more wood, and down here I spotted a few bits of wood. Not sure what that is, but I like the color. And here, I think that's beech. That's very hard and difficult to saw, but I like this one. So I'll get that out. So here are my chosen pieces, and I'm not sure what kind of wood this is. It's quite red or orangey, so it could be mahogany, but I'm not sure. And I also think maybe if I wet it a little bit, you usually can see the color of the final piece when you've treated it or put some wax on it or something. And here's the oak. Is a much lighter wood. And I think in this case, I think this mahogany or whatever it is, it's a little bit too dark. So I'm going with the oak. And I think this one has a nice grain to it. And it's not too chunky. I think this one actually has the perfect size. If I put it, well, it could be a little bit thinner. Like that. I can thin it down a little bit more because that's a bit too chunky. But I think I'll go with this one. And for this one, I'm not going to make a very detailed drawing. It's a very simple design, so I can do whatever I like. So I think if I cut it off here, which is perfect actually, because the grain changes here, you can see that, it goes up. And maybe I can make it smaller. And like I said, maybe a little bit thinner, because this is quite chunky. Although it still has to stand up. And of course also the height, I have to cut it down around here. So I'll go and do that now. Okay, I've cut a piece of wood to the size I need. Oh, actually, it's a bit wider than what I need, but that's all right because I have to cut that shape out anyway. So now I need to make a template of this shape. So I folded my drawing in half and cut it out so that now both sides are symmetrical. So that is the shape, and I will be putting that on there and cutting that out. But first I have to drill the holes in there. And for that I had to mark the position of the holes, and I used a ruler, a straight edge, and my calipers for that, because of course I had to find the exact center of the piece of wood so the candles would end up in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. And then with my calipers, I measured the diameter of the candle so I could use the matching size drill bit. 2.5, okay. Okay, I've got my small Proxxon drill, standard drill installed, and I've put in a 2.5, actually it's a 2.6 mil drill. I didn't have a 2.5 mil. So now I'll drill that. And it turned out the candles didn't quite fit into the 2.5 millimeter hole, so I used a bigger drill bit after all. I re-drilled the holes with a bigger drill, and now they fit in there. So now I have to cut out the shape. I'll just glue this shape on here with a little bit of wood glue. You don't need a lot of glue, it's just to hold it in place. Try to position it correctly so that the center matches that center hole. That's fine. And now I'll just cut around it, and I'll use a saw to cut out most of it, and then the rest I'll shape with my disc sander and my Dremel sander. Okay, I've cut out the rough shape, and now, as you can see, it's not quite straight, but that doesn't matter, because now I'm going to use my disc sander and I'm going to shape that on there. It's a bit noisy, so I'm wearing my ear defenders, and I'm turning on the dust extractor. Well, that's the top shape done. It looks good. And now I have to do the inside shape, and I cannot do that with the disc sander, of course, so I'm going to use my Dremel. I've got these two bits for the Dremel, and they're sanding discs. And this one's a little bit coarser than that one, so I'll try that one first and see what it will look like. And wear my dust mask. And now I can just follow the shape of that template I made on the inside. It's best to do this when you're looking straight down on it and straight in front of you, so you can see and keep your Dremel parallel to what you're doing, and try to follow the line. Don't keep the Dremel in one spot, just keep it moving and you'll get a smooth line. I noticed when I drilled the holes a little bit bigger, that last one is no longer in the center. Oh well. I'm not going to change anything about it. I'm happy with the shape. I'm now going to take off the paper and sand it a little bit so there's no burrs or too sharp edges, and fix the candles. In order to stop the candles from going all the way through the holes to the bottom, I decided to make tiny little plugs and put those in the holes. And you don't have to do that, you can just put a little bit of glue in the bottom. I just like the way that looks. You won't be able to see it. But now for the candles. I've got white candles this time, and they're still a little bit too tall, so I have to cut them to size. And decide how long I want them. Well, there we are, it's finished. I really like it. The candles look a bit handmade, but that's all right, I like that. And it's a big candlestick. For something like here on the dinner table perhaps, or on a windowsill. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. So, until next time.